here it is, guys, the Pixelbook Go. It is here in the office and we are going to unbox it. But real quick before we do that, this video is brought to you by NordVPN. They're the VPN of choice for millions of users, including users that will be using the Pixelbook Go, because they're awesome at what they do, and that is keeping your browsing secure while you're at home or out and about. If you'd like to learn more about their services, just head over to chromeunbox.com/NordVPN to get started today. All right, guys, so without any further ado, this is the Pixelbook Go box, and we're just gonna open it up and see what the experience is gonna be like for users who choose to go with this Chromebook. And right off the start, before we even peel any of the plastic off, I can tell you the whole thing looks premium. And that's going to be a theme that we're going to talk about a lot whenever we talk about this particular device, because as we've talked about already, this is not the highest spec Chromebook. It actually has 8th gen processors inside, but Google doesn't seem to be that concerned with performance and making sure they have the highest specs out there and every little bell and whistle on this Chromebook. Instead, this is kind of the Chromebook experience distilled, but you're still getting the premium feel and the premium experience of having a Google-made Chromebook. So I think it's going to be a great combination of things with the look, the feel, the build quality that Google brings, and not really worrying so much about having every single bell and whistle. So we'll see, obviously, for the full review. We just want to unbox it, but I wanted to say that right up front because, you know, the box on here is nice and everything inside is probably going to be really nice, and that's just part of what you're buying whenever you buy a Google-made Chromebook. So let's get the plastic off here. So this is the Core i5 model with 128 gigs of internal storage, 8 gigs of RAM. All of them have at least 8 gigs of RAM. As you get up into the higher end i5 and i7 models, you get some models with 16 gigs of RAM, which is pretty cool. But I don't know that it's really necessary when you're talking about day-to-day use, performance, and all that kind of stuff. And as we assumed, when you get in the box, everything's just laid out. It just is nice looking. And if you've watched this channel very often, and I'm not gonna harp on this too much more after this point, but if you've watched this channel very often, you realize when we go to unbox Chromebooks, it's really pedestrian the way that they're packaged most times. They're in brown, you know, recycled looking boxes. There's nothing that makes you feel like you're getting something premium. Not the case with a Google-made Chromebook. Everything looks super premium and super nice. You get these nice vertically aligned books. So let's get started. Open it, follow your screen things, sign in a couple languages. Again, that's what you gotta love about Chrome OS, simplicity. Ooh, some stickers in the box. That's kind of fun. So you get a couple of the G stickers and a Team Pixelbook sticker that you can stick on something. Again, just nice touches. It's part of the Google experience. USB-C cable, nice long cable here, and no surprise, the charging block that we've seen with the Pixelbook, Pixel Slate, and now the Pixelbook Go. So we'll pull this guy up and just make sure nothing else under here. Again, just well done packaging. Everything looks really nice and well put together. And we'll see if it boots up without having to be plugged in. Now, it's only been a couple days since we saw this device back in New York at Google's event, but again, right out of the box, as soon as I pull it out, the touch of this thing, I think it just feels great. It's insanely light and super grippy on the bottom with those ridges that are down here, this magnesium alloy chassis, rubber feet all the way across, so it's just gonna grip really well. Around the outside, you've got a USB Type-C and a headphone jack and a USB Type-C. That's it. There's nothing else. No vents, no fan ports, no speaker grills, nothing. This thing is just a beautiful slab of Chromebook awesomeness and a nice G right there at the top. Yeah, it just looks awesome on the table. And again, we get that one finger lift, which is brilliant. And it actually booted up. So very cool. The screen came on. That's just unusual. Most Chromebooks ship and you've got to plug them in to kind of wake them up from shipping. So it's nice to have this experience, open it up, and we're ready to go. There's nothing new here that we didn't talk about in our previous video before in those initial hands-on, but now we're in an environment where it's kind of quiet, so we can hear a couple things. So I'm gonna be really quiet and just type really quickly on here. And those keys are super, super quiet. I mean, they're branded Hush keys, and so they have the feel. in the click of the original Pixelbook keys, but they have the quietness of the Pixel Slate keys. And then we've got this nice glass trackpad here. Pretty quiet. The original Pixelbook trackpad was actually a little bit loud, a little bit clunky. It felt good and it worked really well, but it was kind of loud. This one is nice and quiet again. The only other thing in here are these upward firing speakers, and we'll spend some time with those and kind of get an idea of how well those things perform. The screen, I can tell you, is pretty bright. We crank it all the way up. You can tell under normal lighting, like we're in pretty bright lighting right now, kind of in the studio, but this is way more normal than what Google had set up in the event, where they just had these huge windows overhead and it was just straight up sunshine right down on these screens. And so everybody's videos make the screens look like they're not that bright. We'll obviously measure them for the full review and kind of get an actual reading on them, but plenty bright. It looks very vibrant in here, and that's always a good thing. Sometimes our lighting in here even makes some of the dimmer Chromebooks look pretty dim. This one doesn't seem to be struggling whatsoever with that. Like I said, upward firing speakers are nice. They look nice here on the deck, and I'm sure they're going to sound great. We're going to save some of this stuff. Obviously, we have to save it for the review. But in general, the whole thing just, again, it looks great. It feels great. We're talking 8th gen. This one is the Core i5 again, but I would probably say most people need to get the Core M3. So that's the same processor that's in the very popular Asus C434. It's got 8 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. It's going to be a great workhorse computer, and because of the way it is built and the way it feels and the way it looks on a table, those are the things you're spending your money on with this particular Chromebook. No, it doesn't have a fingerprint scanner. No, it doesn't have a stylus. It doesn't work with a Pixelbook pen, and ultimately it only opens that far, so writing with a pen would be kind of awkward and kind of strange anyway, so I don't know that you'd even want it with this particular device. This one is meant to aim at the middle. This is a device that more people will be able to buy compared with the Pixelbook and the Pixel Slate that were priced at $1,000 and $1,200. So I think Google's put together a great package here. Obviously, I need to spend some time using the device, because when devices are built really well and they feel really good, it's easy to make this great first impression and make us think, man, this is just going to be great. But who knows? Because I've been using a lot of different Chromebooks over the past 6 months, my feelings might have changed a bit towards premium build and premium looks and premium feel, and maybe I want the things that I just said that this device doesn't deliver. And so we won't know until I spend some time with it, and I want to spend plenty of time with it so that I can tell you all, if you're looking and you're thinking about getting the Pixelbook Go, exactly the things that I miss about some of the other devices and all the things that are great about this particular one. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, what I need you to do is go down there and hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if this has helped you out in any way, shape, or form, and make sure and hit the notification bell next to that subscribe button so that you can be alerted when we do put out our review of this device and all kinds of other Chromebooks that are coming out this fall. But guys, that's been it for this one. Until next time, we'll see you.